Hello, everybody. Welcome to Spirit and Soul Saturday. Hello, Carrie, my dear friend. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday or Sunday if you are in the future, meaning one of our friends down under or New Zealand or some other place other than the US and Europe. Although in Europe, you could be in the future soon. Hello, hello. How's everybody? Welcome. We have a beautiful waterfall, moon, and autumn-colored trees today. Hey, Stacy, how are you? Good to see you. What is this beautiful picture you have? Ooh, it's like a lotus and chakras. Someone meditating. That's really cool. Hello, how's everybody? What's going on? Can you hear the music okay? Not too loud? Oh, I always change my backgrounds, Carrie. How's the lighting? Is this, let's see. Is that better? This or the previous one? This lighting? This is better? Okay. It's so bright in my face right there, though. Ah. Hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to live. Say hi if you're new. Looks like folks are slowly coming in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yeah, I like this background a lot. Got really nice sort of soft, rich autumnal colors. Hello, Michelle from Southwest Florida. You're new. Wonderful. Welcome. I hope you enjoy it. We go on journey here today, and you guys are going to get to pick which kind. I will talk about that a little bit more as we get a few more folks coming in, but it's so nice to have you here, and I hope you're okay in Southwest Florida. Hey, Thomas, good to see you. Hello, Rhonda is driving. Hi, Misty, good afternoon to you. It is indeed a good afternoon here. Yes, please be safe, Rhonda. What's going on other than Rhonda driving? How's everybody feeling? What's everyone's spiritual journey up to today? I think I'm going to adjust my camera a smidge here. There, that's nice. Hey, Diani, good to see you. Carrie is why are you absolutely awesome and pumped? I'm glad to hear that, by the way. Gee, I could guess a million different things. Yeah, Sabine's live was good. For anyone who doesn't know, Sabine Priestley, really awesome woman and teacher here on Insight Timer. She specializes in conscious living from the quantum state, quantum physics, quantum mechanics, and how that ties into conscious living. It's all about energy. Really, really very cool. Untamo, good to see you. Welcome. Welcome today to Spirit and Soul Saturday. Misty is saying, just getting off work. Congratulations. We have 70-mile-an-hour winds going up here in North Dakota. Not congratulations. That sounds pretty scary. Please do be safe. I hope that you don't have to drive too far in that. Thomas said, sorry, I have not sent you my voice note yet about my time in Canada. Back in blighted UK, Nottingham, I went to Goose Fair today, and old fair goes back years. Now Nirvana is rides and stalls, fun fairs. You want a tiger and a football. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Rhonda likes tigers. Going on for everybody else. Do you guys have a sense yet which kind of journey you're going to pick? So this is how this works, my friends. If you're new, please say hello. We love greeting new people. We have lots of regulars at my lives. My name is Greg Phillips. I'm an energy healer, a channel, and a spiritual guide. Actually, those are the old labels. I'm a sacred energy guide and a heart wisdom guide. So the reason I'm here, my whole entire purpose on this planet, is to help you, to guide you into the depths of your heart. And one of my favorite ways to do that is what we around here call sacred energy journeys. And today is a choice between two different kinds of sacred energy journeys. The first is called a spirit walk, and that's where we go deep into our hearts. We go into meditation deep into our hearts, and we go and meet our spirit guides, maybe one or more, or maybe all of them. And we can bring a question to ask to them, or you can simply just bask in their love and support. They're often very willing to share wisdom with you, heart wisdom, which lives in your heart automatically. And then the other journey is called a soul journey. In my belief system, we can have parts of our soul that I call soul fragments that occur from the past. That could be past lives or current life, during situations in which we did not have the capacity to face or handle or deal or understand what was happening. And so we tuck that fragment of our soul away in our heart for safekeeping. We're always whole, we're always 100% whole and in perfection, but we may not have had the ability to walk through that particular experience until we understood it better when we're older. So now that we're older, wiser, more mature, more grown spiritually, what have you, oftentimes we're ready to meet and reintegrate those soul fragments. So I think of it more of a process of alignment rather than of fixing, although it can be very healing. So those are the two choices, a spirit walk or a soul journey. And we usually go into our intuitions, into our hearts, and see which one, and then everybody gets the opportunity to vote. And then we go on them. Oh, it's a cutie tiger, Thomas. That's cool. Hello, Michelle. Good to see you. Hey, Jennifer. Welcome. Hi, Inga. How are you? How's everything in Belgium? Hey, and Tomo was already voting for a spirit walk. Oh, we're starting the voting? Hold on. Hi, Carolina. Good to see you, my dear friend. Close your eyes. Place your left hand on your heart chakra, feet flat on the floor. You might know already, but for those who don't know, we'll just do a little tune in. If you want, you can place your right hand gently on top of your left on your heart chakra. Arms gentle and relaxed. Just let the day slip away. With each breath, just give yourself a chance to settle in. Obviously, if you're driving, keep your hands on the wheel. But you can do this too without closing your eyes. And just very gently and very quietly ask your heart, which journey is important for me today? A spirit walk or a soul journey? And just listen to your heart, listen into your intuition. If nothing comes, it means you're open to both options. If you get the word spirit or the word soul, then it's wonderfully nice and clear. You might get your question to come up, or you might feel a statement like, I want to learn how to forgive myself, or I want to let go of old beliefs. Just trust that whatever that is what's true for you right now. If it has anything to do with the past, it's usually a soul journey. If it has anything to do with guidance or learning something new, it's usually a spirit walk. And when you have your answer, type it in the comments. We already have one for Spirit Walk and one for Soul Journey. This is Spirit, this is Soul. 2 for Soul Journeys, 3 for Soul Journeys, 4 for Soul Journeys, 2 for Spirit, 5 for Soul. Hey Juju, good to see you. Ooh, it's gonna be, oh my God, it's tied. Oh, still tied. For those who don't know, I'm counting in sign language. I can count up to 100 on one hand. So keep voting. This is 6. 6 each. Hey, Hannah, good to see you. I'd wave, but I'm busy counting. I can wave like this. Hello. Good morning, my friend. Yes, indeed. One of our friends from the future. We're 6 even. We are tied, Carrie. Yes, indeed we are. 6 even. 6 spirit, 6 soul. Unless there's more voting, I'm gonna have to be the tiebreaker. I don't think I've had to be the tiebreaker yet. Maybe once, but I don't think so. Anyone else have a sense of what type of journey they're wanting to go on? If you're new, I know this is all new to you, but you can just trust your intuition. I guess I'm gonna have to be the tiebreaker. Oh, there we go. I didn't even have to finish my invocation. Yvette is the tiebreaker. And that's funny because I just asked the council which one. I didn't even finish my invocation and they said soul. So, all right. Soul Journey wins. Spirit Walkers, maybe we can do you next week. They're all good either way. They're all beautiful journeys into our hearts, gaining from our own heart wisdom, because we are our sacred energy, who we truly are. All right, my friends. So settle in as best you can. For anyone who's new, this is similar to a visual or a guided visualization, but it's deeper. We literally go somewhere energetically. If you are the type of person that can sometimes have trouble visualizing what is being said, don't fret, don't worry about that. Just have an open heart and mind, and it's more about the energy and the feelings. So listen to the words as I guide you through it, and if you can't actually see it, there's a lot of times I actually can't see some of it, just tap into the feeling of what the words might imply, right? I try and do my best to provide. Hello, Laura. Good to see you. I've tried to do my best to provide as much guidance in that capacity. So today we're going to go on a soul journey, and I have a wonderful setup for us today. So sit back, relax. Unless you're driving, wink, wink. And today we're going to go on a soul journey. How's the music? It's not louder than me, is it? Hi, David. Welcome. As long as the music's not louder than me, sometimes my voice can get soft. It's perfect. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. Oh, good, good. Yes, the volume is exactly what I'm asking. Thank you. You guys are so awesome. What beautiful bunch of people to have here today. Alrighty. So close your eyes, feet flat on the floor. Relax your arms gently. Comfortable position on your lap or on the arms of your chair. We'll begin by taking a deep breath in through your nose and let it out through your mouth. Second time in through the nose and out through the mouth. As we breathe, we are gently encouraging our mind to settle into our body, into the here and now. As we open our hearts to prepare for this adventure today. And then one last deep breath in, and as you exhale, make it audible. Make a sound, make a hum, blow, whatever audible exhale you feel inspired to. Invite you to move your mind's eye to the very center of your chest space and to just bend your mind's ear in very attentive, mindful listening. Allow the music from this soundtrack to wash over you as you listen very carefully. There is a voice calling your name, a very distant voice. And yet, your name is easy to hear, clear as a bell. Make note, is this voice a man, a woman, a child, a young boy, a young girl? Perhaps it's a pet or a critter, but you hear your name being called. And as you begin to walk closer to the sound of this voice calling your name, pay close attention to the quality of the voice, not just the age or gender of the voice, but pay attention to the tonality, the energy in the voice. It's a loving voice. It's an encouraging voice. It's a voice that makes you feel warm and comfortable and safe all over. And it's very, very gentle, calling you forward. You find yourself walking through a large hallway, beautifully designed, surrounded by gorgeous architecture, your absolute favorite. The air is warm. The walls are slightly cool to the touch. And ahead of you is a soft light. It seems that the voice is coming from a room where the light is. And as you step into that room, you enter a beautifully ornate circular room. There is no visible light source, and yet everything seems to be perfectly illuminated with a soft, warm glow. It's as though the room itself is the source of the light. In the center of the room is a speaking, what do you call it? Dais. There is one single pad of paper. And as you approach this pedestal with the paper pad on it, you see lying on top the most amazing feather quill you've ever seen. The feather is a rainbow-colored feather. The quill is solid and appears as though it's already been dipped in ink, but you don't see an inkwell anywhere. And as you get closer to the podium, the quill magically begins to move, and it hovers over the pad of paper. And in that moment, you hear the voice say, "Think of an old belief. And allow the first one to come to mind. It could be, I'm not good enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm broken. I'm not perfect. I'm alone. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't have enough experience. Nobody believes in me. Nobody understands me." Whatever it is, allow it to come up and write it down. Not just think it. This is a magical quill. It will write for you. And when you're clear on this one, watch as the quill easily and effortlessly writes the statement on the paper. And then it gently moves aside, still hovering. Reach out, rip this sheet of paper off of the pad and crumple it up into a ball and throw it on the floor. And you hear the voice say again, "Write another." And you think again of another statement, another limiting belief that you have been carrying, that has been causing you pain, that has been hurting, that has not been working lately. If you're having trouble thinking of something, think of any story you've been telling that doesn't feel good when you tell it. That when you tell it, doesn't help you feel any better. And think that thought, and as you do, the magical quill writes it out. And then without even you needing to do anything, the paper crumples up and falls to the floor. And continue to do this, thinking of each and every possible limiting belief that you were told, that you took on, that you have defined for yourself. And then stop. Take a deep breath in and let it out. as you look down at the ground around you, you see the various crumpled balls of paper. And you hear the scratching of the quill again, and you look up and it has written, "Are you willing to believe differently?" And my friends, this is a question for your heart, not for your mind. You don't have to know how to believe differently to be willing to believe differently. It's simply all that the quill is asking. Are you willing to believe differently? And I invite you to say yes. And say it out loud right where you are physically sitting. Yes, I'm willing to believe differently. And as you say this, the podium shifts and turns into a pedestal upon which is a brazier filled with purple flames. And there are huge neon arrows flashing and pointing towards this raging fire of purple flames. And you hear the voice say, "Burn them all." You gently kneel down and gather up all the crumpled bits of paper that were gathering around your feet. And you walk over to this brazier of purple flames, and you're surprised that as you get closer, it's not even hot. It's more of a soft warmth. And you hear the loving voice say, "Throw them in. Burn them all." And I leave up to you whether you want to toss them all in at once or throw them one at a time, whatever you wish to do, or gently place them and let them crumble and burn. Place each one or all at once, whatever you want, place them into the flames, violet flames of transformation. And note, be the observer, there might be one or two that you are a bit hesitant to throw into the flames. You don't even remember or know what was written on that crumpled up note, and yet you hesitate for a moment. I invite you to hold on to that one. If any of the others are easy to toss into the flames, please do so. We are not going to look or read at this one that you have held back. But you know which one it is. It's the one that is currently most pressing in your life, the one that has been the most troublesome, the one that you have been stumbling over, and sometimes succeeding with, but have not actually been able to release it. "It's okay," says the voice. "I promise I'll take good care of it and you." So you muster up as much courage as you can, for this particular old belief has truly defined how you think about yourself and how you think about life. And you know it hasn't been working. And you really are willing to believe differently. And so as though you were taking a leap of faith. You hold it out with your arm over the flames. You turn your head away slightly as though you don't want to see what happens, and you drop it in. And then you curiously watch as it burns to ash. The voice simply says, "Are you ready to meet now?" And a strange-looking elevator descends from high up in the room. It's one of those old-fashioned elevators with the door you have to manually slide and a lever that makes it go. It is decorated in bright lights and neon strips. And there's an arrow pointing straight up. And you enter the elevator, curious but also a little concerned. And you flip the lever. The elevator quickly ascends up, up, moving very, very quickly. And you can feel the air rushing past you through the openings in the door, the windows around you in the elevator. And as quickly as it began to go up, it suddenly starts to slow down. It comes to a stop. And you step out into the most magical, vibrant fairgrounds and festival that you have ever seen. And there, standing right in front of the elevator, is a figure. Study this figure very carefully, my friends. Take note of whether it's human, what age it is, whether it is a man or a woman or perhaps genderless. How are they dressed? Can you even see a body, or are they simply a amorphous or shadowy shape? And definitely take note of how you feel when you see them. For this is your lost soul fragment, tucked away for safekeeping from long ago, from a time in which you did not have the guidance or the courage or the wisdom or the willingness to even meet with them, to honor and acknowledge them. And they look at you deep in the eyes and say, "I have been waiting. I'm so glad you've come." They take you by the hand and they begin to stroll around the fairgrounds with you. Where are we going, you ask? We're going on a ride. Their voices playful, excited. The attendant says, "I need an adult to accompany me on this ride, and that's why I've been waiting for you. And you realize that this poor soul fragment has been alone for a very, very long time. And they lead you to a ticket booth. An unmanned ticket booth. There is no crowd, it's just the two of you. The lights are flashing brightly. You hear the sound of festival or circus music in the distance. And there on the counter of the ticket booth are 2 purple tickets. This exact same purple as the flames in which we burnt our papers. And you pick up both tickets, you hand the fragment one of them, and then you take yours and you look at it very, very closely. It has beautiful embroidery. The printing is of golden letters. The paper is of the most beautiful weight, texture. And on the ticket it says, Wheel of Transformation. Admit 1. Come on, let's go, says the soul fragment, and they drag you quickly down the path to a huge Ferris wheel. And there is an attendant there who recognizes your soul fragment. Oh, you're back, and I see you have finally brought an adult. And you both chuckle, handing him your tickets. He opens the gateway and allows you to approach the car that is floating there at the bottom, ready for both of you to climb in to the seats. But as you walk up the steps, your soul fragment holds back. What's the matter, you say? And much to your surprise, they say the exact belief that you had written down and held to the very end before the burning. And they say it exactly the way you do. I can't do this. I'm not. Fill in the blank. You recognize this statement so deeply. But you're older now. You're wiser now. You've been on the spiritual path. You've been seeking your own wisdom. And you recognize where this belief came from. Perhaps it was from a family member or from a colleague, a friend, a teacher, authority figure. Perhaps it was simply what you concluded because of a sad or scary interaction. Wherever it's from, you suddenly realize that you are capable of facing this, and you realize that this soul fragment needs you. You turn to it, taking both of their hands in yours, and you say, look, I'm here now. We can do this together. We just have to be willing. We just have to want to get on the ride. Do you want to get on the ride? Oh, yes, I want to get on the ride. I just, and they stammer and stutter, and you reassure them, it's okay. You're not alone. I'm here now. Well, how do I do this? And you just take their hand and you say, follow me, one step at a time. And you walk up the steps and you get each other settled into the chair. And you hear the attendant say, are you ready for the ride? And your fragment looks awfully scared, but you turn and give a thumbs up to the attendant. Ferris wheel begins to move. And you turn to the fragment and say, why have you waited so long? And they tell you their story. As you feel the wind gently brushing by as the Ferris wheel turns, they tell you the story of how they found their way there, alone, uncertain, always thinking the same thought, never knowing what to do with it. And you listen with as much love and presence as you can muster, for you recognize this story. You recognize this part of yourself. The fragment continues to tell you how it's been at the fair for all of this time, always wanting to ride the Ferris wheel, always curious what the view from the top would be like. And as they finish saying that, the attendant slows the wheel down and your car stops at the very, very top. You turn, and silently you both take in the view. See? Was it worth it? You say. Oh, it's so beautiful up here. It's truly amazing, says your fragment. I had no idea things were so big. And you begin to recall that you were originally asked if you were willing to believe differently. Now that you've met your soul fragment, who believed this way for so long, you realize that it simply takes a different perspective. When you're down at the bottom of the Ferris wheel, the world is very small and immediate. When you're up at the top, it's vast, it's large, it's magnificent. You can see the furthest mountain. You feel as though you're as high up as the sun and the clouds. You can see how far the horizon stretches, and you realize there is so much more. All you had to do just decide to get on the Ferris wheel. I'm really glad you came, says the fragment. I'm not sure why I needed an adult, but I certainly needed the support. Thank you so much. I'm feeling much better now. And as the ride begins to move again, you realize that this fragment holds the very wisdom that you need to transmute and transform this belief. And you turn to them and say, "What have you learned, dear one? Please share it with me." And they begin to talk about how powerful it was to be able to see for miles on end and to realize that their singular viewpoint is not the only way to see it. And they share with you at least several different ways to see the thought and belief. And you listen with ears wide open and a heart full of love for them. And they marvel at how they really didn't understand that they just needed to take that first step, wanting to get on the ride. And as your car settles in at the bottom, right where the steps were that you had originally entered, the attendant comes and helps both of you out of the car, down the steps, back to the beginning of the line. And you walk around for a while, hand in hand, or arm in arm, noticing how beautiful the festival lights are, how playful and joyous the music is. There's all sorts of fun and games here. There's a light-hearted quality. And your fragment says, "Goodness, I never ever saw any of this. Was this always here?" And you nod and you say, "Yeah, this is quite typical for a festival or carnival. They always have all sorts of fun and games and delicious food. Some food not very good for you, but very, very yummy." And your fragment is absolutely fascinated. I have been so singularly focused on riding that Ferris wheel that I never noticed any of these games or refreshments. Can we try them? Yes, of course. And the two of you stroll around throughout the entire fair, trying every single game or refreshment that you are interested in, and some that you're not. And as the sun begins to set, and the lights of the festival also begin to dim, and bellies filled with yummy foods and arms filled with prizes that you've won from the games, you two return to the elevator. the festival fading away gently behind you. And when you reach the elevator, you turn to the fragment. And if it is truly in your heart's wish to bring them with you, you invite them to join you. If you are not ready to bring them with you, that's okay. There is no right or wrong. But you might want to at least give them a hug. Let them know that you will visit again. But if you're ready to bring them with you, you open the elevator door, inviting them to join you, and you both step in. And when you hit the lever, much to your surprise, the elevator does not go down, but it moves sideways. And as it does so, it is passing high above the world, through clouds, past mountains, underneath the beautiful sunshine. And then, as if by magic, it is passing through the stars, whirring past planets and comets, moons and galaxies. And you realize that all this time you've never truly been alone. That there is such a vastness to the universe, so much beauty. You just have to look for it. I'm so glad you came, says the fragment. Are we going home now? And you nod. And as you nod, the elevator quickly changes direction. Descending at an angle. In the distance, you can see your home. It's almost as though the two of you are gliding in on a magical device. The elevator drops you off at the entrance to your home. Here we are, you say. Can I stay with you, says the fragment. Of course you can. And as you enter, you see your body. There in the room. And you note how peaceful and easeful you look. There is a calm, a sanctity, a beauty about it. And you think to yourself, I'm gonna look for this in the mirror. I'm gonna look for this throughout my days. I never knew I could be that peaceful. And as you approach the chair and turn, you lower your spirit slowly into your body. And as you do so, the fragment mimics your movement and slowly absorbs into your body with you. And you have this sensation of something clicking in place. something lining up or straight. Take a deep breath in and let it out through your mouth. With the next breath in, become aware of any body part that might need a little movement. Perhaps a stretch, a wiggle, a roll. And on this last breath in, feel yourself returning fully to the here and the now, to the present moment. Welcome back. Hello to everybody who came in while we were on the journey. Welcome back to anyone who was on the journey with us. Hey Tatiana, good to see you. Hey Gary, wonderful. Hi Joe, nice to see you too. Hey Rob, my buddy Rob, so good to see you, my friend. And Joanne stopping by to say hello. Oh, take your time, my friends. Stretch, have a drink of water or whatever you're drinking. Coffee, tea, whatever. How's everybody feeling? Carrie, wow, Greg, where did we go? Hello, Anna, good to see you, my friend. This was beautiful. I'm so glad. Amazing journey, Hannah says. You're welcome, my dear. You're welcome. You're welcome. Stacy says that was amazing. That was moving. Oh, yeah. And not just the elevator, huh? You're actually talking moving. Yes, it was beautiful, says Carrie. Wow, says Carolina. Yes, indeed, my friends. Welcome back. Allow yourself to settle in. Pinch yourself if you need to. Rub your arms. Massage your face. That was amazing, Tatiana says. Cool, I love it. Yes, wonderful. Does anyone feel like sharing? For those who are new, now we usually share if people feel so inspired. It's also the opportunity to, if there's something that happened during the journey that you don't quite understand and you want to get clarification on that, I can do some channeling, some energy reading, and try and get you further clarification if you want. Just questions about the journeys, though, not something unrelated. Jennifer, oh, I'm so glad you thought it was wonderful. And Tatiana really enjoyed the journey. I'm glad. What were you guys? Carrie said, I especially enjoyed burning the beliefs. Yeah, that idea came to me on my morning walk today. Now, I've said this before, I'm just gonna say it again. I often have the start of the journey in mind, but I have no idea where it goes. So really, I'm just sort of channeling that to you guys as your tour guide. So, does anyone want to share what belief their fragment symbolized or embodied? Yes, I am definitely a tour guide, Carrie. Stacy says, I didn't realize that I was a child throughout the journey until I hugged my fragment. Oh, how sweet. You actually turned into a kid too. Oh, I love that. Carrie's was not being worthy. Jennifer's was the belief of not being good enough. Tatiana, for some reason, tears started streaming down, bringing memories of a much younger me who was scared and lonely. Yeah, Hannah had the belief that I'm too insecure for love. And how did it feel when the soul fragment said those very words to you before getting on the Ferris wheel? Juju says, not loved, something wrong with me. Anna said, not being good enough, unlovable. Carolina said, everyone is better than me. Misty said, mine was that I'll never move forward and reach my dreams. Very empty feelings that I've had my whole life. Oh, my friends. And what did you learn from your fragment? What did you learn from the Ferris wheel ride? Thomas says, my main was an old belief of being a failure. Stacy's was that I'm a liar, but I felt so validated and believed once I was on the ride. Yeah, awesome. I felt so validated and believed once I was on the ride. Anna felt deep compassion for her soul fragment. So did Anna. I felt so much compassion. Oh my God, so beautiful. Oh, really moving. Yeah, really, really moving. My friends, it is only our definitions and beliefs that limit us. And the first step is being willing to believe differently. We may not have a replacement belief, but once we embrace that belief, acknowledge it and say, I see you, I hear you, I no longer own you, and I'm willing to believe differently. That's when transformation really, really begins. And the beautiful thing about the journeys that we go on is we can bring such joy and compassion and love and presence to these. Think about how long this particular belief that you guys are bringing up individually, that is, you know, how long you've felt that way. I mean, one of you have already commented that that's been your whole life, right? I've had those too. And yet all it needed was a little love and compassion and somebody to spend time with it, right? And that's enough to shift it, right? So amazing. Diani's felt loving kindness. Yes, you got it exactly. Juju, my soul fragment turned into my father as a 10-year-old who didn't feel good enough. Great, Juju. That's a perfect example. Sometimes these beliefs are ancestral. They're basically, they get handed down to us. And they're not even ours. We get to choose what we want to believe. It's not that we're in our own way. It's that our mind is in the way. Misty says, I've been doing a lot of healing through Insight Timer, and I did feel like I was holding my own hand while I go through this. Oh, Misty, I love that. Anna says it feels like it was my child self. Jennifer could see everything. My whole life, my place in the world, and how I fit, where I belong from the top of the Ferris wheel. Oh my God, Jen, that's so cool. Oh my God, I love that. So cool. Tatiana felt deep compassion for that childhood fragment of myself, and a prayer came up. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. How do you say that? Ho'oponopono? I don't know how to say that, but that sounds just like that Polynesian Hawaiian Ho'oponopono, I think it's called. Yes, beautiful, Tatiana. Oh, Carolina's soul fragment was her dad as well. Anna felt so much love towards my little self. Thought how silly it was I'd feel that way. Goosebumps. Yep. Whee! Goosebumps. You know what goosebumps are? Abraham taught me this a long time ago. Goosebumps are a sign that what we're thinking about and focusing on is in perfect alignment with our higher self, with source, with the divine. That's what goosebumps are. They're a confirmation that what we just thought is true reality for us individually. Ho'oponopono. Thank you, Carolina. Yes, very, very, very cool. Anna says, and thought right now, it might be the same, but instead with my higher self. Very cool. Yep, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. Yeah, very, very cool. Juju felt like, Juju, it felt okay to let go of my limiting beliefs. Yes. And when we create space, this is the thing, when we acknowledge, embrace, and let go, or at least we don't even have to let go. We can just say, I'm willing to believe differently. Really what it says is when you say I'm willing to believe differently, you're literally saying I'm open to a new way of seeing things. I'm open to a new way of thinking about things, right? And then we've created a beautiful, loving, present spaciousness inside of ourselves that the new belief system, that the new perspectives, that the new thinking can fill in. Until we actually create that spaciousness, it has a hard time. New stuff has a hard time filling it in. Thomas was taken away near sleep. Loved looking up at the stars, galaxy from the top of the Ferris wheel. I've had a fantasy about being with a lover at a fair amusement. Maybe that love was my higher self. Oh, snap, Thomas. I love that. Anna got goosebumps through the whole journey. That's amazing. Yep, goosebumps, confirmation from source. Absolutely, Jennifer. Specifically though, it's a confirmation that what you just said or thought is in alignment with source. Alignment with your higher self. It's truth. Like some people call them truth bumps, but I mean, the word true I prefer to think of it as alignment. Carrie is willing to believe. That's why you said to say it out loud. Yep, absolutely. Hannah looks forward to seeing this energetic change manifest physically. Yeah, absolutely. As I've often say, it takes time for the body to catch up with what we do vibrationally. Sometimes a little more time than others. Tatiana, amazing guidance and visual. Greg, you're welcome. Wonderful. I am willing to believe differently. Yes, that's all you need, my friends, is a willingness to believe differently. That's what initiates change. And here's the thing about old beliefs. We can tell we've got an old belief. This is why I said this during the beginning of the dream. We can tell we have an old, outdated belief when we tell a certain story to ourselves or others that we see, and it makes us feel icky. If we don't feel better, if we're not getting goosebumps, if we don't feel lighter, more free, more loving, more joy, more excitement, and I'm not saying extreme, I'm just saying more, a little bit can be enough. If we're not feeling that, then the story that we're telling is coming from an old belief. And it's so important to stop in that moment, use your mind correctly, and take a look at, is this mine? Name it, claim it, and name it. Is this mine? What is the old belief? I don't feel worthy. I'm not worthy. Nobody understands me. That was one of mine. I still struggle with it sometimes. Nobody understands me. Nobody gets me. I don't fit in. I don't fit in. That was a huge one of mine. I don't fit in. And that was in contrast to my deep seeking to be a unique individual. So here I am trying to be a unique individual in the world, and I don't fit in. Wait a minute, that's a contrast, right? So I don't fit in, right? whatever it is, you name it. You just have to name it. Be honest with ourselves, right? Name it. And then when you say it, you can stop for a moment and say, you don't even have to analyze it too heavily. You can just say, do I want to believe that? Do I want to own that? Is that mine? Did that come from someone else? Did that come from something else, right? And then so the name it and then the claim it. You can either claim it as yours, or you can say, I don't claim that. That is from someone else's. And then you aim it. And my favorite aiming is just saying, I'm willing to believe differently. I don't know what it is. You don't have to know where you're going to know you're going there. But I don't know what it is, but I'm willing to believe differently. And every time I have ever done that, and I've done a lot of it lately, every time I've ever done that, I stay then with the willingness. I let go of the story. I let go of it because until I'm willing to believe differently, it's so hard to let go of this stuff. And then once I'm willing, it's like my mind and my eyes and my ears open, and I start listening for feedback from the universe about maybe a different way to think about this thing, right? For example, a friend might say, oh, you're so awesome. I love how you phrased that one thing. Oh, wait, there's someone showing me evidence of my value, of my worth, of my beauty. But it's so easy to gloss over even the text, the simple text that somebody might send saying, thank you, I love you, or thank you so much, right? I mean, when I started lives, it was a little hard to take in all the beautiful comments and everything, but you guys are just so loving and supportive. How can I not just take it in, right? So we begin to open ourselves up to see evidence of a different way to view things and think. And then what happens? We either get help, or on our own, we come up with a new way of thinking about it. Juju cried the whole time and tried to leave several times, but my spirit guide wouldn't let me. So healing. Okay. Oh, Juju, sending you big hugs. You're welcome, Carrie. Yes, Jennifer, we got each other today. Carrie says, trust that the key, but sometimes so hard. Yeah, trust is hard sometimes, but not impossible. Again, is trust hard? This is an interesting point that I recently learned from Bashar. If you think that you can't trust, you actually are trusting. You're trusting the opposite. You're always trusting. You're always trusting something. So if we're trusting what we're not wanting, think about that for a second. If you're putting your trust into something that is not your desire, you are trusting. It's a crazy concept that there is always trust. And it's so fascinating because when we don't believe in ourselves, what we're saying is we don't believe in source. We don't believe in anybody else either. It's like we're invalidating ourselves. That's where so much suffering comes from. I hate when I do it. It's very, very uncomfortable. Stacy said, the moment I started joining your lives, I felt understood and like I fit in here. Oh, Stacy, that is so beautiful. Oh my God, that is so, I can't tell you what that means to me. You have used what you've learned to help others feel the things you longed for. Thank you. Absolutely. Oh my God, Stacy, that's so sweet to hear. Thank you so much. That's so good. Yeah. When I said yes to my calling, I realized that one of the things I really longed for was community. And I'd been looking for it in different places, and I've been waiting for it. And so now part of my mission is to create it. And we will continue doing this as long as I'm alive and it's my calling. My calling might shift, but I love this stuff. Hannah felt the collective love in the journey. We all experienced this together. Yes, we did. I love that recognition of that. Trust in the universe, then let it go. What's the it? Which is the it, Carrie? Does anyone have want any clarification from their journey? We only have about 15 minutes left. Anything that came up that you didn't understand that you want to know about? Misty, me too. I feel like I found my community now, and I've had the nudge of a calling too. Yeah, that nudge, that calling. Misty. Here, let me see. Misty. Misty. I know it sounds different when my mouth is that close, right? Misty, we're calling you. Everything. Just let your circumstances go and trust everything will work out. Well, here's how I look at it. Trust that the universe is in support of us and believe. You're welcome, Tatiana. She says, much love and gratitude for this amazing session. I believe too, Carrie. I believe you are healed. Wonderful. My friends, it is always such a pleasure. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. And I am agreeing with you lately on that. So thank you for witnessing and acknowledging that. I've been doing some rewriting this week. I'm redoing my bio. Some powerful stuff has come through, and it is really, really exciting. So very, very, very powerful. Thank you, Juju, for your donation. Beautiful donation. Thank you so much. If you are on an Apple device and you do not want them to take 30%, please go to my links. Also, if you are feeling so called to donate, I love through any means, but just so that you know, if you're wishing for me to have access to the money sooner, please use my links in my teacher link. That money I get immediately. Insight Timer doesn't pay teachers their donations until the 23rd of the following month of the donation. So since I actually am going to be, it's not really moving, but relocating again soon, that money would be super, super helpful. Juju, I look forward to celebrating your money with you. Thank you so much for sharing your abundance. Jennifer says, I'm so grateful to have found you, Greg. Oh, you're welcome. And the community we have here. We have a beautiful community here. We really do. If you're interested in getting more in touch, connected with it, you have lots of opportunities. Most of the community opportunities are offline. You can find them in my links. We have a brand new community Discord, the Circle of Love. It is slowly growing as people join it. You can follow, there's a link in my links, my teacher link, to how to join that. We also have a Patreon page that I host, and that is, there's memberships, and there's also free membership. And then if you're just wanting to stay on Insight Timer, we do have a little group called Circle of Love. I don't post there as much as I post in the other environments because I'm not allowed to share any links. If I see a really cool video like from Bashar or an interview that I thought was really inspiring or relates to something that we recently talk about, I just can't share it with you guys on Insight Timer. It's just, they just don't have the community features or even allow you guys to share links. So that's why I created the Discord, so people could share pictures and links, inspirations, musings, things like that. So I welcome and invite everybody to join those. Let's see what else. Misty said, my circumstances are crazy right now, about to be homeless in North Dakota in the winter, but my fear has left and it feels great. Misty, I've been homeless myself. I understand that fear, and I have always end up remembering that I've always been taken care of one way or another. I slept in my car for 6 months back in 2009, and I'm 6'2", and it was a Mini Cooper convertible. Imagine me fitting in a Mini Cooper convertible, sleeping in a sleeping bag with my delicious pillows. Yes, much love to Misty. We will hold space for you. No, we don't have to feel bad, but we can have compassion and love for you, Misty, and hold space for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dude, you just joined Discord? Okay, still trying to understand how it works. Great. If you do choose to join the Discord, please do put your Insight Timer name in as your nickname in Discord so I know who you are so that I can grant you full access. Because we do have to prevent hacks and bots from coming in, so I have a little security measure there. Anyways, further announcements. Next live is Wednesday. I'm doing readings from the heart again. If you've never come to one of my readings lives, I sort of stopped doing them about 2 months ago, but I'm going to do this one again. I'm really feeling called to do a reading live. And then next Saturday, again, we're going to do Spirit and Soul Saturdays. Maybe we'll do a Spirit Walk next time. Also, I am leaving this location in Utah on the 14th. If anybody would be interested in hosting me in their lovely home, or whatever, in their home in the US for a month or so, I'd be happy to exchange readings. I'm good with pets. Pets love me. I like playing with cats. That's actually really fun and entertaining. They're very much reminding me of being in the moment and having fun. Anyways, I'm happy to do small light exchanges, or if you just want my beautiful energy around, I do have one offer of a friend's couch, but I would really like to, I want to make sure that I have a space where I can still do the lives. Very, very important that we continue our, that we continue the community, that we continue our holding loving presence in space for everybody. So I put that out there. If you are at all interested in hosting me, having me come visit you, we can hang out for a month and then I'll move on someplace else as I continue to get everything in gear and alignment for me. So I have a feeling that October and November are going to be super, super huge months for me. So please let me know. And if you're near Misty as well and you can help her out, please do help her out as well. And so yeah, it's a path that we're supposed to be on, and it's much better to accept it than to fight and rail against it. Absolutely. And I'm not, when I don't say the word move because I don't have belongings. I have one suitcase and one backpack, so I'm literally just a guest. And I'm a very quiet guest. So anyways, I really do need the help. Like this is if you hear of anything, if you have any willingness to help me out in this regard, please do drop me a line as soon as possible. I would love to know where I'm going. I know I'm going somewhere, but I'd love to know where I'm going sooner than later. So that's it for announcements. Does anyone have any questions? Anything further about the journeys that you want to share about? Kitty cat energy. Meow. Yeah. All right, Jennifer, we'll see you next time. Thank you, Hannah. Best wishes as well. Yep, everything will fall into place. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I would love to visit people internationally, but that between visas and plane tickets, it's too time and cost inefficient, shall we say. Yeah. You are very fortunate that you are living with a loving family member, Tatiana. I appreciate the intent, though. I have a couple of ideas. I have two people I haven't asked if they can help yet, who I think might be able to. But yeah, I'm sure I will land somewhere, and I'm kind of excited. It's funny. I'm kind of thinking this is how I want to think about it. This is how I'm framing it, right? So we have a choice of how we want to look at things, which I talk about all the time, right? So when I get scared, I'm basically looking at it. I do get scared. I had a panic attack on Wednesday about this. right after our Celebrate Love party, a couple hours after actually. But when I get scared, it's so limiting, right? I feel so small and alone and everything. But when I'm in a good spot, when I'm in that higher vibration, when I'm connected to source, when I'm connected to you guys, my take on it is it's Greg on tour. Someday I'll have my own place and I'll settle down, but not settle down, but I mean, I'll find a place and be there and embody it fully. But I'm like on tour. So I get to have this, I can think about it as this exciting adventure where I get to go visit different places, meet different people, learn different things, and all of that will help inspire, who knows, maybe it'll inspire a new journey for all of us. We just don't know. So it's an adventure. It's Greg on tour. Buy an RV. Yeah, I know Jackie's doing that, but I hate driving. I might buy an RV. Who knows? But I don't plan on staying in the US, so having a vehicle doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, on tour. Exactly. Deanna gets it. You're gonna steal that. Yeah. You know, when I first was homeless, Misty, my very first spirit guide, who a friend of mine was channeling, I asked him, how do I approach this? I wanted spiritual and practical guidance. And he said to think of it as an adventure. And we have that choice. It can be an adventure. If you think something's an adventure, guess what? You're probably going to have an adventurous experience. If you think something's a burden, guess what? It's probably going to be a burden. Thanks, Tatiana. Hey, Jess. Oh, popping in a little late. Yes, please circle back with me. Jess is an amazing researcher. She's actually been helping me research some things. Greg Phillips on tour, now coming to a location near you. Thank you, Carrie. There we go. I love that. Misty says, that's my dream, is a camper van, and travel. I currently don't have a vehicle. I'm looking forward to adventure. Yep. Very cool. Misty, I'll hold you in my heart. I've been there. I know what it's like. I know how it feels. And you know what? I lost everything at the end of 2008. I spent 2009, 10, and 11 house sitting, couch surfing, house hopping, whatever. But what's different now for me, back then, I was very much caught up in the fact that I'd lost everything. I was over-identifying with the loss. Yes, that's a possibility, my friends. You can over-identify with something like a loss. You can make it, you can think it defines you, which I did for a dozen years. But now, this time, I actually have a mission and a purpose. I know why I'm here, and I know what I'm going for. Back then, I had no clue. I was lost and aimless and the best, but that was what I needed to learn how to live in the moment and make friends with uncertainty. Not an easy task, but anybody can do it. I just hope nobody has to do it the way I did. All right. Very, very cool. What else? Is there anything else? Talked about the next lives. The link's up here. Oh yeah, next Celebrate Love party, beginning of November. Every month, if you're new, every month we have this beautiful Zoom gathering called the Celebrate Love Party. It's open to everybody. It's donation based, but it's just lovely. It's a journey based on the topic of love. This last week, we had it on October 2nd, and we were facing an old fear and just smothering it with love. It was really, really profound. So very similar to today's journey, but with a different theme. And that's what we're all about. I'm trying to develop more journeys for you guys so that we can explore things. So this was the first, I think this is the first journey where we ever looked at beliefs. So given how vibrantly you guys responded in the sharing, I'm going to say that belief journeys are liked. Yeah? Is that a safe assumption? Thank you, Diani. I appreciate you acknowledging that. Yes, and you're welcome. I'm happy to share my mission and purpose. I'm here to guide you guys into the depths of your heart so that you can reclaim your power and live the life that you choose. Yes, Celebrate Love Party, you can sign up for it here. Next one will be November, I'm so bad with calendar math, November 6th. That's the first Wednesday of every month. If you're interested in supporting me more consistently, the Patreon page is a great way to do it. For $11 a month, you can get in on our monthly deep dive, which is the third Thursday of every month. That's where we dive deep into our sacred energy, exploring a wide variety of topics. I don't know what we're doing for the October one yet. And that's just a monthly membership thing. That actually is a huge support. It's a huge support for me. So if anybody is interested, you can also check it out there. And we have a lovely time. It's so, if you really loved this journey today and you are willing or interested in seeing what it's like on Zoom, it is so much more profound and meaningful. I mean, it's so nice to be to just see each other. It's much deeper sense of community. And it's also just incredibly moving and amazing to hear everybody's shares. And then because it's like there on Zoom, then I can take questions about the journey, and I do channeled messages for folks about the journey, which I could have done today as well, but it's just so much easier on Zoom and so much more meaningful. So please do check out any of my stuff off of Insight Timer. The Zoom things are my absolute favorite thing to do because we just grow really close, and everybody who shows up feels like a friend. You all feel like friends anyways. So that is all that I can think of. Any questions before I go? Anybody got anything? Thanks, Jess. I just got your message. All right, my friends, let's close out with just a simple little... Close your eyes, my friends. Bring your hands to your heart together in prayer. Palms facing together. I thank you so much for your presence today, for your loving hearts, for how beautiful and amazing you all are. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being here. Without us all being together, these journeys would not be possible. And every time we journey, my friends, we're not only raising your individual vibration and bringing you closer to living from love and reclaiming your power, but we are raising the vibration of the whole planet. And so whether you personally have that same desire or mission, know that you are part of that we are having a profound and powerful effect every time we get together. And that's why these journeys, another reason why these journeys are so amazing, and why our community is so beautiful. So either physically or mentally bow in deep thanks, love, and appreciation. Thank you so much. Hi, Shilpa. Oh, but I'm recording, Shilpa. I have my YouTube available. It'll be up on YouTube probably within an hour-ish. I have to put the chapters in. But yeah, so if you missed the journey and came in late and you wanna go follow it on your own and yet with us energetically, then just check out my teacher link and look for the YouTube. It'll be up there this sometime soon, because I have things to do this evening, so I have to get it up there before supper. Yes, I have done, get a load of this. I counted it recently for my resume. I have done over 100 lives since December. I just, once I hit 100, when I was counting, I just stopped. There's only one that there's maybe two that I forgot to record, but yeah, most every one of them is recorded and available. You can find it on a playlist on my channel. That's fine. Anyways, I could talk forever. No, I couldn't. I'll run out of energy. Much love to all of you, my friends. I'm going to send you off to the outro. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the donation of your love and your spirit, sharing of it, really. Thank you for sharing your gifts financially and love-wise with me. I'm so glad that we had this journey today and just take in this beautiful fairy, what did somebody say? Fairy, autumn, fall, sort of that moon. In honor of the recent new moon. Beautiful dark moon there. Carolina, always good to see you, my dear. All right, my friends, off we go. I will see you soon at somebody else's live, or maybe mine on Wednesday. Right there, All Times Mountain. And I'll see you all later.